Let's get some more analysis now, and we are joined by Middle East analyst Sharif Nashashibi, who is live for us in London. Many thanks for joining us today, Sharif. I believe you must have heard some of those concerns raised there by a correspondent and various other guests about this Iranian-backed Shia paramilitary group. What are your thoughts on their involvement in the Mosul offensive?
Well, I think there are four main concerns. One is that, as your report mentioned, there is ample documented evidence that they have committed flagrant human rights abuses, including war crimes, against civilians where they have taken territory from ISIS. So there are very real concerns that they may do the same in this operation. Another concern is that the Iraqi army and the government have not taken these allegations seriously. They've been in denial about the extent of the abuses committed by these militias. The third concern is, after this operation, let's say when ISIS is defeated in Iraq, will these militias disband? They are now so influential and powerful in Iraq that it may be difficult to get them to disband. It may become a situation like Libya, where the country is run more by militias than by a central authority. And if you look outside of Iraq, for the fourth concern is that these militias have said that they are ready to deploy outside Iraq, and have specifically mentioned fighting alongside Bashar Assad in Syria. So this poses a very real threat to Syrian rebel groups in neighboring Syria. So these are four main concerns that go even beyond the borders of Iraq.
You say that they're not taking this seriously. Haider al-Abadi did say after the Shia group's involvement in Kirkuk, where again it was raised how they handled Sunnis in that town, that he would be much more careful in the future, allowing them to be involved. So why, if these concerns are so well known, why are they being allowed to take part in the Mosul offensive?
Well, they have proven an effective fighting force against ISIS. And I think the Iraqi government and army, their thinking is that they need those militias. Otherwise, they're going to have a great deal of difficulty dislodging ISIS. So they are unlikely to be able to publicly admit the extent of abuses by these militias, because it would be very embarrassing for the government and the army to say, well, we need these militias, but they are creating a lot of abuses against Iraqi citizens. So a face-saving formula is to say, well, these abuses are limited, they are not systematic, and hence, we still need to be working with these militias.
Well, what about the other parties involved in the fight for Mosul? So the US-backed coalition, the Kurds, what are they saying about their involvement?
Well, there are concerns. Any operation in Iraq where these Shia militias have been involved, there are concerns, and they are real concerns based on evidence, ample evidence. I think what you're seeing with the Mosul operation is the variety of actors in the operation are all raising concerns among each other. I mean, today, for example, this week, you have the Kurds saying that after the Mosul operation, they will pursue their push for independence. This is going to likely concern Baghdad. It's going to concern Ankara. This may have an effect among Kurdish national aspirations in Syria and Turkey, for example. So you have different concerns among these parties, and what you're seeing here is we have to look beyond the Mosul operation to what is going to happen afterwards. Who is going to take credit? Who is going to gain influence? Who's going to gain territory? And this is going to have potentially far more wide-reaching effects in the country than this specific operation.
You say that. I keep having these conversations with analysts where this point is raised over and over again. But surely these were questions that were asked by those in control before the Mosul offensive began.
I think these concerns were sidelined in preference of creating as broad an alliance as possible. Even if some parties are not working directly with each other, for example, I think there was a sense that the priority was to defeat ISIS, come what may, and whoever is involved in this coalition to do so. But this will create very real problems after the operation, when these different parties are going to vie for influence. I think that these parties to this alliance have pushed these concerns aside for near-term gain, and potentially have not realized that this may come to haunt them in the later stages.
Okay, Sharif, painting quite a bleak picture there. Sharif Nashashibi joining us there from London. Many thanks for your time.